Good morning. This is Erwin St. Rose reporting for WKEJ News in Chicago. The Chicago Blackhawks are a modern day dynasty, which is rare in today's NHL. Chicago is actually becoming the new hockey town. The Chicago Blackhawks have black people loving hockey. Now, how did the Blackhawks go to this from being a team of mediocrity? Let's go through the Blackhawks' history. The Blackhawks are part of the original six, which is a term for a group of the six teams that made up the National Hockey League for the 25 seasons between the 1942-43 season and the 1967 NHL expansion. These six teams are the Boston Bruins, Detroit Red Wings, Montreal Canadiens, New York Rangers, and the Toronto Maple Leafs, and of course the Chicago Blackhawks. Let's look at a timeline of the draft picks, trades, free agent signings, and coaching decisions that helped turn the Blackhawks from a struggling original six franchise to a dynasty. 2002 NHL Draft. Blackhawks select franchise cornerstone Duncan Keith. Every championship caliber team needs a legitimate number one defenseman who anchors the defense and brings a solid two-way game to the ice each night. When the Blackhawks selected Duncan Keith in the second round with the 54th selection, they found a defenseman who would win a Norris Trophy in 2010, play rock-solid defense every game, dominate the playoffs, and provide fantastic leadership. Keith's offensive production and great performance in his zone and were major reasons why Chicago won the Stanley Cup in 2010 when his goaltending was good but not great. One of two teams since 2000 to win the Cup with a GAA above 2.20. He should have won a Conn Smythe Trophy as the playoff MVP, but the award was given to Taves, who had 29 points in 22 games. 2003 NHL Draft. Chicago bolstered its defense with two excellent picks. Chicago drafted another key part for its defense in 2003 with the selection of Brent Seabrook in the first round. Seabrook is a top-tier blue liner, but rarely receives the same praise that defense partner Keith does. The Blackhawks also drafted Corey Crawford in the second round of the 2003 draft, and he has become the team's goaltender of the present and future. He went through a disappointing 2012 playoffs, highlighted by giving up some soft overtime goals in round one, but he bounced back brilliantly with a 16-7 record and then posted a 1.84 GAA and a .932 save percentage in the playoffs. December 5th, 2005, Chicago hits a home run with Patrick Sharp trade. The Blackhawks fleeced the Philadelphia Flyers during the 2005-2006 season by acquiring winger Patrick Sharp and Eric Malechi in exchange for Matt Ellison and a 2006 third-round pick, which became Ryan White. Sharp wasn't getting enough ice time on a strong Flyers roster that was loaded with offensive talent. In hindsight, this was a horrible move for the Flyers. They lost the top six forward who plays his best when it matters most and got no value in return. He finished fourth in the Blackhawks in scoring during the playoffs with 16 points, including a postseason leading 10 goals. He also tallied 22 points in 22 games in the team's 2010 championship run. 2006 NHL Draft. Horrible season results in a rival of Captain Series. Chicago's transformation into a championship caliber team started to gain steam at the 2006 NHL Draft, where the team selected future captain and number one center Jonathan Toews third overall. Toews is the one player in the NHL who teams would be wise to start a franchise with, even more so than Pittsburgh Penguins superstar Sidney Crosby. He's arguably the best two-way player in the game as Frank J. Selke Trophy winner and is talented enough to score a point per game pace. 2007 NHL Draft. Blackhawks select Patrick Kane number one overall. The 2007 NHL Draft was headlined by two ultra-talented American-born wingers, Patrick Kane and James Van Riemsdyk. Chicago chose Kane with the top pick, and the Philadelphia Flyers selected JVR. It's safe to say that the original six club made the right decision. Kane has become one of the top 10 NHL players as an elite winger and is arguably the most talented and creative offensive star in the world. His combination of speed, scoring, vision, playmaking, and ability to score important playoff goals is just unreal. October 16, 2008, veteran head coach Joel Quenneville takes over the team. The Blackhawks had 5 different head coaches from 2000 through 2008. Hiring bench boss Joel Quenneville has brought stability with a proven winner who has the respect of the veterans and is able to develop young talent. His ability to make in-game adjustments and important changes each game during the playoffs makes him one of the top bench bosses in the NHL. July 1st, 2009, Blackhawks signed Marian Hossa to a 12-year contract. Blackhawks added one of the final pieces of their championship puzzle on the first day of free agency in 2009 when they signed veteran winger Marian Hossa to a monstrous 12-year, $63.3 million deal. Chicago has greatly benefited from Hossa's clutch scoring in the postseason. The forward added consistent top six scoring and impressive two-way game leadership and reliable postseason play to the Blackhawks roster when he signed, which has resulted in three Stanley Cup titles. February 27, 2012, Blackhawks acquired Johnny Oduya from Winnipeg. Finding a reliable puck-moving defenseman is a yearly goal for most general managers, and Bowman was able to find a good one in Johnny Oduya at a trade deadline. The price to acquire the veteran from the Winnipeg Jets was a second and third round pick in that year's draft, which is a lot of value, but it's proven to be a good deal for Chicago. Oduya has formed an impressive defensive partnership with Nicholas Hjalmarsson, and his scoring from the blue line was a valuable part of the team's success in the postseason. Now, in 2015, David Strauss has been in the sports bar business since 1985, whether he was selling T-shirts as a kid for his dad or managing the place with his two brothers today. Strauss has seen his share of Chicago's sports history inside Sluggers, especially his establishment on Clark Street and the shadow of Wrigley Field. This place was packed Monday night as the Blackhawks won their third Stanley Cup in 6 seasons over at United Center. The beer was flowing and Chelsea Dagger was blaring on the televisions when Strauss had a thought he never had before. I was so thankful the Cubs game got rained out, he said. Downpours, a tornado warning, and the Cubs postponement would have hurt business at Sluggers in years past. But with the Blackhawks ascending to the top of the NHL over the past 7 seasons, after years of existing as an afterthought in town, bars in Wrigleyville that generate most of their revenue from the Cubs are now flush with customers wanting to see hockey. It wasn't all that long ago that the Blackhawks games weren't even on local television. Now the team's unrivaled success in 2009 has transformed the city into a true hockey destination for players, a true hockey town, for fans and players, a true hockey town. A decade ago, it was impossible to watch a Blackhawks home game on television, not that they were clamoring for it. With 0 playoff series wins and 9 postseason misses from 1997 to 2008, but the timing could not have been better because the 2008-2009 Blackhawks finished with 104 points and reached the conference finals. It was as if a new television show began airing in Chicago that season, and it did nothing but provide joy and thrills. The combination of a quality product and a medium through which to experience it tapped into old fans who had all but abandoned the team and new ones who couldn't pick Glenn Hall out of a lineup or pronounce Tays properly. According to 2013 numbers called by the United States of Hockey, the state had around 22,000 registered hockey players per year between 2002 and 2009. In 2012 to 13, before the Blackhawks won their second cup in 4 years, that number had jumped to nearly 28,000 players. No state had grown as much between 2009 and 2013 as Illinois, according to the site. Its response to the Hawks. There were 22,424 fans at the United Center watching Jonathan Toews lift the Stanley Cup and pass it to Kimona Timon. The Madhouse on Madison also could be called the Packed House on Madison, as it is routinely sold above capacity and one of the nuttier environments in the NHL. Well, that's a norm today. It wasn't that long ago when attending a Blackhawks game looked a lot like a crowd at a game in Arizona. Since 2008-2009, the Blackhawks have been atop the league in attendance in every season, averaging no fewer than 21,350 fans per game. All that happened at once. Tays, Patrick Kane, Duncan Keith, Brent Seabrook began to establish themselves as the heart of a perennial championship team, drawing new fans to the United Center and any place in Chicago that serves a beer. What makes this cup win so special is that it was done on the home floor, the first time since 1938. The parade and rally were one for the Bucks. I was there. The top 10 quotes from the rally at Soldier Field were, My family was in the streets with me last time. This time, they're on the bus with me. Scott Darling on what it means to grow up near Chicago and to be on a championship team. Did anyone did anyone notice we had a little bit of rain on Monday night? I didn't see any lightning. Blackhawks owner Rocky Wirtz embracing his inner troll. Stan, we miss you. We're thinking of you. Blackhawks broadcaster Pat Foley giving a shout out to legendary player Stan Mikita, whose health has taken a turn for the worse in recent weeks. I thought playing the Penguins out here in the snow was as good as it gets. You guys never cease to amaze me. Blackhawks coach Joel Quenneville. Let's keep this red machine rolling, baby. Let's do it again, eh? 4 sounds better than 3. Duncan Keith embracing his inner Michael Jordan. Effing right, Chicago. Corey Crawford abandoning his pledge to keep his speech cleaner for the 2015 celebration. I know you said I've been growing up, but watch out for me the next week. Patrick Kane, likely causing Hawks management to sweat a bit more over the next few days. Kaner has some pull around here. Maybe he'll want me back. Brad Richards, perhaps hinting that he wants to come back to Chicago. 2010 was special. 2013 was special. But there's nothing like winning the cup on the home ice in front of you guys. Patrick Sharp, perhaps addressing fans at a Hawks rally for the final time. Today, as we celebrate the third Stanley Cup in 6 seasons, I wanted to reiterate that our goal will always be to reward your allegiance to the Chicago Blackhawks. Blackhawks President and CEO, John McDonough. This has been Erwin St. Rose reporting for the WKEJ News in Chicago. Have a great day. Until next time, Chicago.